Happy Vlogmas, y'all. I've been wanting to do a story time for a while. It was just which story to tell. So today,
one dropped out of the sky or off a shelf.
There you go. We've already had a long day. We did a painting party for 18 people.
We drove back from her house, 4-hour drive.
Yeah, so that was how we started our day. We got no sleep, 2 hours of sleep, and we're wiped out already. So it was just kind of like, we're gonna run in Walmart, get the few things we need, and go home. And I will let you tell she's the one who watched what happened, so
we were almost done. We were getting our very last thing, which was some beer very last thing, which was some beer for our husbands who are waiting at home with pizza. And we were talking, and she opened the cooler door and grabbed a case of beer, just like you would normally grab it, by the handle, went to pull it off the top shelf, and the handle ripped off of it, and a can fell and hit her square on the top of the foot. And then she was bringing her hurt foot up towards her, like bringing her knee to her chest, and the box hit her foot. And beer went everywhere, and she made this horrible noise, like it took the wind out of her. And her foot had immediately like a circle where you could see where the can hit her, like straight on the top of the foot,
like an impression.
And then
blood, a little blood, not a lot, but like a little.
Yeah, but it broke, like it was immediately like a blood blister, and it like broke the skin where that blood blister was, and her foot was bleeding. And then you could see like across her toes where the box hit. And so like after she
and my knuckle, my
second toe is like,
we call it, fun fact, we call it the club toe because it looks like a club.
It does look like a club.
But it's like bent, and there's just a huge knot. And I can't move. I couldn't move my toes. Like my foot would move a little.
Well, and that's the first thing I asked her, because everybody always says, can you wiggle your fingers? Can you move your toes? Whatever. Like, I don't know for sure. I'm not a doctor.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure that wiggling your toes or wiggling your fingers is the sign of whether or not something is seriously wrong. So when she like recovered enough, I asked her, can you wiggle your toes? She can't move her toes.
No.
So then we had a full-on fight in the beer aisle.
Well, okay, pause. So let me insert here. We've talked about this if you've seen our other videos. I hate people looking at me. So I immediately was like, okay, I had these little, like, what do you call the
little pointy-toed flats.
Pointy-toed flats. They were already kind of hurting my feet because we've been standing. And I immediately was like, no, I gotta put my shoe back on. I gotta, like, let's go. I didn't want people to, you know, draw attention. I didn't want people to whatever. And I'm like starting to panic, which is not making it better, when it like had first happened. And Caroline was like, how about you just take a breath and like recover? And then once I realized, guys, I don't even know, like I haven't had broken bones and crap, but this stuff hurt. It also probably fell from, it was over my head, well over 6 feet.
It's probably about the shelf's probably about 6 foot.
Yeah, because it was over my head. So I took my breaths and then was gonna try to put my shoe on, and then we had our fight, which...
Well, she's trying to force her shoe on. Her foot is swelling.
It's already swollen.
And like, it's already like this hard shoe with a pointy toe. It doesn't take, like, I don't know, a genius to know that you shouldn't shove your broken foot in a pointy-toed shoe. And I was telling her, just stand on the end of the cart and let me push you to the front of the store. And she was like, no, go get me socks and I'll walk to the front of the store.
And she said, can you put your weight on it? Which I could, but then once I tried to take a couple steps,
but like, she was in horrible pain.
Very painful.
I was like, well, do you want an ambulance or do you want a shopping cart? Like, the only people in Walmart tonight were a bunch of weirdos. We didn't see one normal person there.
And I will admit 100% I'm vain. Like, I have eyelash extensions, etc. But I don't feel like I'm too prideful. I just didn't want to look like some drunken, stupid person at Walmart that was acting dumb. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't want to, like, I felt like that was, what's a nice word for trashy? Trashy. I didn't want to look trashy, it was my thing. So Caroline knows how my brain works, and when I was being stubborn, she said, are you really too good to just get on the end of the cart and like ride you if you don't care what people are gonna think? And it kind of just brought me back to reality. Like, no, I'm not that prideful. I just don't want people to think badly of me, but who the heck cares if you may have a broken foot? So,
but that's Kaylee's personality. Even when she's hurt, even when whatever's going on, she's more worried about what other people think and what other people are going to say, or what other people...
or how they're going to feel.
Whatever, than the fact that she's bleeding and she's broken her foot. We should have left the store and we should have taken her to the urgent care center, and she should be getting an x-ray right now. She's not going to. She's going to let it swell up tonight, and when she can't walk tomorrow.
I told her,
I don't know, I hope I'm wrong. I hope that it's just sore tomorrow and it's not broken, but I really don't think it's good that she can't wiggle her toes.
I told her it's still going to be broken tomorrow. I wouldn't be really worried about broken toes because I've broken a million toes. Like, my baby toe has been broken a million times. But the top of my foot is what I think. I think those bones have got to be tiny, and I think one of them is broken. So back to our story time. That was long, drawn out, but she convinced me, and she was like, just get on the end of the cart. And what did I do?
So she was like, whatever.
F it.
I'm just gonna get in the cart. So she just got in the cart and hung her legs out. And we still had to go get her little footies because there was no way she was gonna be able to get into the car or home, and she doesn't want like grocery store feet. She doesn't want like nasty feet. So we found her some really cute footies that had little foxes on them.
We should link them because I was impressed. I was like, they're like low, what do you call them? Not like low profile, but they're like little hidden footies, and usually those slip off my feet, but these have elastic.
They're
and
really
actually
cute.
They're cute, and they actually fit.
They're
really
a little
good.
bit fluffy.
They're very soft.
The little fox has a tail on them.
I still, after we got my socks, I was like, okay, I'm getting out of the cart, and she was like, why? Let's go ahead and get to the grocery line. And then after the grocery line, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get out and put the groceries up. And she's like, how about we just get to the car?
And a really nice lady.
Oh, that was so sweet.
Helped her. She was starting to feel sick to her stomach because it hurt, and
she
all
left
that adrenaline. And yeah, she sent me to get her a drink from another aisle because they just had weird drinks on our aisle. And I came back and there was this lady helping her put groceries up. Kaylee was like handing her things and she was putting them on the conveyor belt. And that lady didn't care why Kaylee was in the cart. She just saw that Kaylee was in the cart and maybe she couldn't reach as well, so she wasn't judging. No. She was just wanting to be helpful no matter why she was in the cart.
Exactly. And I think that was just perfect proof right there that I was not being, you know, obnoxious. I'm not a teenager riding around in a cart. And that's even what she said. I was like, I appreciate it so much. I was like, of course, I unloaded and was like, I don't want to be in the cart. And she was like, you're not throwing your hands up and hollering. Clearly you're in there for a reason. And like, you know what I mean? Like, so whatever. At end of the day, we found somebody who was spreading some Christmas cheer, like not Christmas cheer, but just some freaking goodwill. Yeah, being a nice person. Didn't have to be. And we made a deal because Caroline's husband, I'm sure you guys know, is a EMT. And I was like, we're not telling Donald because Donald will literally come. He's like a Kaylee.
He's a saver.
He's a saver. He's a people pleaser. And he would come to the car and he would insist on carrying me in. I'm like, we're not telling Donald. So we made a deal that Donald doesn't get to carry me inside. We're not going to tell him if she'll just go inside and let me carry the bags in. And I wasn't allowed to get out of the cart.
She was not allowed to get out of the cart. She had to get directly into the driver's seat. Their left foot, her driving foot's still good.
Because she was like, can you drive?
And we're still telling DJ. We're still showing him once we get into the living room.
We're just not going to make it an ordeal.
I think she needs medical attention. She at least needs an ice pack and a Band-Aid.
Yeah, definitely. And probably freaking, I don't know, Walmart too. I feel like a tetanus shot. It was cardboard, so I'm sure it's fine. But end of the story is that weird stuff just seems to happen to us, and we just happen to catch it on a night where something completely odd and random happened.
Yeah. What's the moral of the story?
What I'm thinking is grab from the bottom of the case. What I'm thinking more is the lesson I've learned is to, number one, if something happens, listen to the person that's with you if you trust them, because they are probably more reasonable than you are. Number two, don't care about what people think. And number three, don't push your limits. Was that your moral of the story?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I will also say, let me turn my brights off. sorry, it is 9:29 and we are sitting in the car at the opening of her subdivision. But I will tell you that I was proud of myself because I was able to use my I mean, I'm not a big person, but working out, I was able to use my upper body strength with no assistance and boost myself into and out of that cart, like no pressure on my foot. So, you know what?
It's pretty impressive.
I got some gain. I mean, they're little gains, but they're gains. So, you know, working out pays off.
All right, well, I think that's it for story time. We're gonna get her home before her foot turns completely black, and we'll see. Maybe there'll be a update tomorrow. Hopefully the update is that her foot's just sore.
I'm already planning on going to the gym. So hope y'all enjoyed story time, and we will see y'all tomorrow for the next episode of Vlogmas.
Bye.
Bye. Y'all tomorrow. The hell?
It's the UPS guy.
UPS running late.